See, 95% of you won't watch this video till the very end. So I'm making this video for the 5% who will watch this and who are actually serious about their life in general and upping their confidence level. Okay. Having this said, I received a question from a friend. He was asking me. He was basically explaining his situation about his life in general. He was very at a stage in life where he was not confident at all because of his circumstances. That is one, and the other part is because of his inability to speak to people in a confident manner. So I told him that I would make a video about this instead of replying to you solely, so that a larger number of people can benefit from this, because I know a lot of people face confidence issues, including me. I used to be. I'll tell you in a little bit. I used to have some issues, so I told him that I'll make a video about this, and I would request you to watch that. Okay, so as a personal example of mine, I used to have issues about speaking to women, about speaking to a crowd, about speaking to a person with a higher status than me. And I used to feel very anxious, and I would look up to people who were able to speak better than me, and I always used to think that this is something that I can probably never achieve. I remember, this is stupid. I remember talking to a girl. I was very little then. It might be good 8-10 years back, 10 years maybe. I remember talking to a girl. I was an introvert back then. Even now I'm an introvert, but now I have a little more confidence than I used to have. I remember talking to a girl. So I kind of liked this girl. It was probably in my high school or something. Yeah. I liked this girl, and I never had the courage to actually go up and speak to her. So one day, out of something, like there was a reason for me to speak to her. Maybe she was missing a book or something. So I I laugh at this very bad now. I literally offered her my book, and I was the one sitting without a book. And I remember what I said to her was a total faux pas. Hey, I literally said like this. Hey, do you want my book? And she was like, okay, thank you. And that was it. And the period was over. I was sitting without a book. And yeah, so I was horrible. I was horrible. It was good 10 years ago, more than 10 years, maybe 10, 11 years ago. So see, it's not a one day thing to gain confidence. It takes time, but it's definitely something that can be achieved. So if you're someone who is probably in a similar situation, it can be multiple scenarios. It's not necessarily just limited to speaking to girls or women. It can be maybe a corporate scenario in which you're working and you don't talk to a lot of people just because you're shy, or you don't feel confident enough to go to people and strike a conversation or anything. So it's normal, but it's something that you can overcome if you try. Okay. Yeah. See, I want you to understand the basic thing that is holding you back is the image that you have of yourself. Because you have acted in a certain way in the past, that is why you are acting that certain way in the future also. So because you have always been an introvert and you don't talk to people, and you think that the other people would judge you if you say something specific, that is the reason why you're not talking to them, out of fear of judgment, basically, and out of just a mental image of yourself that you have developed over the past. Okay. So see, all that is fine, that happens, but you need to understand that number one, it's okay to be nervous. You have to get out of your comfort zone to improve. You can't attain success in anything if you are in your comfort zone at all times. Okay, so that is the beginning stage. You have to kind of muster up the courage to do things. How do you improve your self image? There are certain things you can do. Okay, the first thing that is the most important, I would say, is get in a better shape. I can't emphasize the importance of this thing enough. You must exercise, you must go to the gym or even exercise at home if you want, in a disciplined manner. See, having a discipline is the most important thing. And why I am emphasizing so much on this particular point is because it works. Number one, from a personal experience. Number two, it is backed by scientific evidence. You can find innumerable studies on YouTube or Google, wherever you want to look into this. But working out, doing some cardio, weightlifting, number one, it improves your the physical image, and it also releases certain hormones in your body that actually lift up your mood. Okay, so that is step one which you have to take. It's a non-negotiable. Having that said, number two would be, so let's say, let's imagine, let's say you are you are standing up, you are in front of, let's say, a group of 4 or 5 people, and you're supposed to say something. You're supposed to explain something about a particular topic. Let's say anything. You have to describe how a car works, how a car or a motorbike, whatever you want, it works. How does it work? What are the mechanics behind it? You can't say anything. Most of you don't know how a car is assembled, what are the parts that are used. You're not a mechanic, you're not a automobile manufacturer or anything. See, you don't have the knowledge of that particular topic, so you can't really speak about it. So the number two most important point would be to have the knowledge about the subject, but this would be limited to probably limited to formal discussions. Okay, so if you are speaking to a crowd in a professional setup, or you are in school and you want to address a group of children on a particular topic, anything, even a debate or anything, unless you know about that topic, you can't speak. So that is the second most important point. This does not apply to talking to women. That is something completely different. I can make a video about that if you want. It's absolutely, it actually does not at all work, to the extent that if you have something prepared in your mind while talking to women, you would most likely fumble. So it has to be, in the moment while you're talking to women. And frankly, dude, the most scary thing, I think, what holds us back is fear of being judged. There is nothing else that is more scary. I'm telling you this by personal experience, and you can observe this also whenever you go out next. 99.99% of the people don't give a F about you. They're not looking at you. They have their own issues. This is 0.01% of people who actually have nothing else to do other than to look and gossip about other people. They are probably looking at you, and they also would just look at you for 5 seconds, probably pass a comment amongst themselves about you, and then they would switch to some other person. So who gives a hell about them? You're not there to please them, or you're not there to gain a validation from them. And honestly, you don't even know what they're talking about you, most of the time at least. So stop thinking that other people are judging you. Most of the people are just trapped in their own minds. They have their own issues, they have their own personal life, you won't even imagine what kind of issues people go through, and mostly they don't stop thinking about their issues. So you're safe, nobody is judging you, so you can be free. Okay, so stop thinking that anyone is judging you. That's the most important, one of the most important things that you need to set in your head. So we talked about getting in a better shape, we talked about having knowledge. The third most important thing I would say is, see, if you have not done much in your life, let's say you are in a situation where you are sitting among 5 CEOs of multi-million dollar companies, okay, and you are somewhat struggling in life, you are still finding your true purpose, you're on your way to financial freedom, it would be difficult to strike a conversation, and frankly you would feel a little out of place. So that is just a situation that you probably need to avoid. You can go there as a student to learn from them, but you can't be sitting there as an equal. So the better way is to first accomplish something in your life and then go into such setups where you are capable enough of standing next to such people who are in a similar situation in your life. Okay, if that makes sense. So basically first accomplish something in your life and then think about something else. That will inherently give you a lot of confidence. If a bloody difficult professional degree which nobody else is, 99% of the people are not capable of doing, you would feel confident. Or if you have started a business and hit your first 1 million or 5 million mark in the very first year, you would feel damn confident. You won't have to seek validation from anyone. Nobody would have to come and tell you that, dude, you have done good. You have done good. You have hit a 1 million mark in the very first year. So you don't have to get anything out of you. If you're already in that situation, you would feel very confident in that scenario. So do something in life and then it would be automatic. Those were 3 points. The number 4th I would say is, so I would now switch to certain practical points. These were all the points which in general they would help you a lot, but now I'm switching to the points which you can apply right now. You see, the gym one was which you can apply right now, but the effects of that gym would come in maybe 3 months, 6 months or so. So it's not immediate, but the next 2 points would be absolutely immediate. Okay, there's one book by the name of Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. If you're interested, that is one book which you should definitely go through. If you are keen to develop yourself as a person, improve your confidence, improve your self-image, improve a lot of things, ground yourself more, have better articulation, have a more influence in the society, that is a book that you should definitely read. Just a crux of the most vital thing that I've taken from that book is your self-image defines you. Okay, that is one. The other most important thing is that see, let's say I'm speaking to you like this, okay, and I'm sitting like this. Okay, just a sec. I'm sitting like this, okay, and my head is like this. I can't see my eyes right now, but let's say I'm just looking down a lot, and my posture is like this. My shoulders are forward. So this inherently would completely destroy my confidence. So there is scientific evidence behind which basically says that your body posture builds your confidence or breaks your confidence. So if I move my shoulders back, I sit straight with a chin parallel to the ground, and I speak to you like this. Number one, this improves my self-image. How I perceive myself in my mind is completely different. And the other thing which you can do if you're standing up, if I stand up, I would be completely out of frame. The other thing which you can do while standing up is how to place your hands. So what I would suggest is place them back here. Just tie them, just hold them, just keep on holding them towards the back. This pushes your chest forward. This opens up your chest, and chest is the area which you use to express yourself to the other person. Okay. So keep your hands back, rest your shoulders, become completely expressionless if you have to. You have to basically relax all your muscles in the body because your muscles are tensed up. If you're having any sort of a nervous anxiety or low confidence thing, the first thing you need to see is how tense are your muscles. Your muscles would be absolutely, what's the word? I don't know. You would have clenched up. So you need to relax your muscles. That's the first step. Need to move your hands back and just talk like this. Or if you're on a stage, if you're holding a mic, keep one hand back, hold a mic like this and talk like this. this is going to, you'll just do this and you will see for yourself that this is going to make a hell of a lot of difference. You can't imagine right now. Just stand up right now. Just stand up and try this. Improve your posture, stand up straight and speak like this. This would blow your mind. The last thing which you can do, this is more of a vocal thing. There are ways to deepen your voice. One is to breathe deep. Okay, so it basically, the fifth point has to do with the vocal tonality and the depth, the grounding of your voice. See, not all of us, including me, are gifted with a very deep voice, but we can do certain things to ground it. So what you need to do is just hum in a low pitch like this, and breathe in the lower belly. Most of us are used to breathing through the chest. What I want you to do is take 20, 30, 50 deep breaths from your lower belly to the point where your head starts spinning. And you know why your head would start spinning? That's because the oxygen from breathing deeply would reach your brain, and when oxygen reaches the brain, it becomes a little nauseous. You become sleepy. Not nauseous. You become sleepy. Okay. So yeah, that was one. The other point is about your vocal thing only. Always speak in either in a dominant tone or in a neutral tone. Never speak in a submissive tone. This is a strict no. I'll tell you what the difference is. Dominant is like this. So, how are you? So it starts at a higher pitch and it ends at a lower pitch. Neutral is like this. How are you? So it's like starting at the same pitch and ending at the same pitch. And submissive is going up. Hey, how are you? Something like this. Okay. I messed it up because I'm not used to speaking in a submissive manner. So it's basically if women want to woo someone, they speak kind of in a submissive manner. And neutral is when you are in a professional setup, speaking to your colleagues or you're speaking to your friends. And dominant can be when you're speaking to a woman, if you want to be a dominant male, which I think you should be. Or you want to speak to probably your juniors or anyone, you understand the status difference. So yeah, that's going to help a lot. Even if you observe right now, all of my sentences are either neutral or they are in a dominant tonality. None of the sentences would be submissive because I've trained my mind to not speak in a manner which ends like this. No? So yeah, those were the 5 most important points that would inherently make you a confident man. I have an activity for you which you should do immediately after watching this video. I want you, the next time which you go out, if you don't go out a lot, I want you to go out, go to a park, go to a supermarket, go to your apartment's lift if you find people there, and strike a conversation. It doesn't have to be a formal conversation. Just say good morning, good evening, or whatever. Just ask them how are you. Just pass a smile. Ask them how are you, how are you doing, how's your day going, and that's it. I just want you to do this to come out of your comfort zone. Don't get too creepy. Okay. The other thing that if you want an advanced version of this is if you are a professional and you work in an office, I want you to go to your colleagues whom you don't talk to a lot. I want you to go to them and strike a conversation like, how's your day been? So what are you working on? Tell me about something. Which clients are you handling? Or whatever. Just strike a 5-minute conversation and try to do it for the next 21 days at least. And it doesn't have to be the same effing person. It can be different people. Don't do creepy shit. So try to strike conversations with different people for the next 21, and you have to do it for the next 21 days. Even if you don't see the results on day 1, day 2, day 3, just trust me. You have spent good 23 minutes till now watching my video. or if you have skipped in between, that's your fault. But I'm assuming that you've watched 23 minutes of my video. So you have spent 23 minutes, and just trust me that I'm speaking from experience. Just give 5-10 minutes daily. Go to a random person, go to a stranger if you want, and just strike a conversation, a normal conversation. It doesn't have to be formal in any way. You can ask about how's their health, or maybe if you have some idea of who they are, just ask them something, something related to their life, anything. But you shouldn't be knowing them too well. It should be a person whom you usually don't talk to. Okay, do it for 21 days, and on the 22nd day, I want you to, if you want to share it with me, feel free to message me on Instagram or comment on this YouTube video, because that also would help me. So share your comments on this video. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to cover. And one last point that I would say is that most of the confidence is especially the initial stages when you're trying to gain confidence. It has to be a little fake. You have to fake it till you make it. And even if you don't feel confident, just stand like this with your hands. Good biceps too. Just kidding. Just stand like this with your hands on your sides. This is a posture which is considered dominant, and honestly, you would start feeling very dominative. Is that a word? You would start feeling very dominant after you do this. Just try and stand right now and do this. Stand like this, dude. This would make you hell of a lot more confident than you probably would be 5 minutes back. So just fake it till you make it. Even if you don't feel confident, just try to show that you're confident. Just stand up like this. If you don't think that you would apparently seem too confident if you speak in a crowd, stay mum, stay silent. There's a famous quote. It's better to stay quiet and be considered a fool than to open your mouth and validate their doubts. Something like this. I messed it up. But the crux of it is that if you think that a situation is not favorable to you speaking, don't speak. Stay mum. Just stand there in the most confident posture that you possibly can. I told you a couple of ways. Do that, and you'll be good. I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching. Bye.